Messi. Oh, brilliant skill from Lionel Messi. Surging forward with real menace here. Brilliant from Messi. Oh, what a goal that is!
Yes, good evening. Savva here, Football Heritage TV, just for a quick hour. We obviously play Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow, and I don't think anyone would have foreseen what has unravelled in the last 5 days. It's been nothing short of, I don't know the word. I mean, I think it's just been absolutely crazy, right? If we're going to be brutally honest about this, I think it's been crazy. Lots of people talking about this would be a very difficult game before the injuries. Wolves in their last 3 games at home have been very, very good. They've not lost to Newcastle, they've not lost to Villa, and they've not lost to Man City. So it's a tough place to go. But yes, this is probably the better word for it. Yeah, there you go. There's probably the better word, Spursy. If I say it, though, everyone goes mad. So yeah, I'll let you say it, Beyond 72. So big up to everyone in the chat. We're just going to have a quick hour here today just to talk about what do we do tomorrow. We'll look at some of the comments that Postecoglou has made today. Some I very much agree with. Some I think, oh, okay. But we'll be talking about Van der Ven. We'll be talking about James Maddison, the doggy. Romero's out. Charlison's had surgery. Perisic is out for the season. Ryan Sessegnon, I don't even know if he's still a footballer. I don't even know. I truly believe that Bentancur has gone and had a 10-month injury and come back quicker than it's actually taken Ryan Sessegnon to recover from whatever Ryan Sessegnon is recovering from. And then you've got to look tomorrow. What will the defence be? Who plays instead of Maddison? Does he try something different with maybe Kulusevski moving into the middle, Brennan Johnson to the right, and Brian Hill to the left? Does he just put Lo Celso into the attacking midfield? So all of these different things we can discuss. Before we do that, you know the rules. Smash the like button. Let's get to 100 likes as quickly as possible. Let's not play this game that we have to do every day where I ask for likes, you don't do it, and then I have to ask again, and then you don't do it, and then I ask again. And for anyone that hasn't subscribed, please do subscribe. Here is the link, and you will need to subscribe if you would like to put a comment in the chat as we are chasing down 12,000. So please smash this button if you would like to subscribe. Big up. Let's see who's in the house. Big up. Vinny Rowley's always in the house. Big up to you, Vinny. Hope you're well, my man. Hope you're well. Big up to Daniel Montandon. How are you, brother? I said Maddison, Van der Ven, Romero in that order for me. In terms of who's going to be the biggest miss, yes, we'll get to the poll that I did in a minute. The poll was obviously asking who is the bigger miss for Spurs so far. Maddison's 46%, VDV 41%, and Romero is 12%. That's moving by the second. But please smash a vote on that. Let's see at the end of the show where we're at. Big up, Sue. I said, afternoon, Savva. We're screwed. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. We're about to see what the club are made of, right? Let's be brutally honest. Mark Cookins, the chat. Big up to you, Mark. I hope you are well. I really do, my friend. Hope you're well. Big up to Peter, who has said, I told you, Sue, the injuries, it's affecting the Arsenal too, but Spurs key men are out. Every club, it's going to affect every club. It's how you deal with it. This is what summer windows are for, right? Let's be brutally honest. This is what summer windows are for. They are to make sure that you've got cover in areas. Spurs didn't do it, and everyone got really happy. It's a 10 out of 10 window. No. Alan, big up to you. I said a draw is the best we can get. I'll try and read as many comments as possible. Mario 2012, big up to you, my friend. So big up Savva and the chat. Yes, big up to all of the chat and to myself. So big up to you. Hope whatever you lot are doing tonight, you have a lovely evening. And then after this, I will be on Saeed's channel talking about Tottenham and so forth. And then I am going for a curry for a friend's birthday. No one asked what I was doing. I just thought I'd share that information. As all the boys in the group chat will tell you, they don't call it a curry because I don't eat spice. So I won't go into that. But good evening to Rico. Hope you're well, my friend. Arsenal de Groot. So don't make excuses now. Every club has many important players missing. Excuses for what? What would I be making excuses for? I've been saying this all along. If you get injuries, you're screwed. It's not an excuse. It's a fact. Good evening. Good evening to you, Daniel. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to Ellie, who said, I vote with VDV because I think he's been so good in recovery and been awesome and most consistent performer for us. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting if Davis and Dyer play at centre-half together, how many times people get behind the high line. But we won't talk about that. We're not allowed to talk about that because that's just what it is. Big up to you, Ellie. Big up to Video Complete Sofiane. Big up to Phil P. Hope you're well. Thank you to the 2 people that have just subscribed. Smash that subscribe button, people. Come on, let's get to the 12K. We're trying to get to the 12K before we go to the Football Content Awards, which are next Thursday. So we've got 6 days to get 250. It's a big ask, but if anyone in this group would help me, that would be amazing. Big up to everybody. Big up to Scott, sorry. Big up to Tris Knight. Big up to Richard Pugh. Big up to Daniel Harris. Said, do people realise we won't be able to start our first choice 11 until Feb? Yep. Yep. And yeah, we're going to get into this in a big way in a minute. Evening to Phil B. Good evening to you, my friend. Good evening to Angus. I'm sure he is loving all these injuries. I'm sure he is loving it as an Arsenal fan. Finn Rickwood, big up to you as well. It's always, listen, I don't think it's a circus. Injuries happen. I'm more frustrated that we knew this could happen and everyone just kind of put it to the back of their minds. And everyone went on to YouTube shows and stuff and said things like, oh, it's as though you want our players to get injured. No, they will get injured. When you play this high pressing game, intensity, train the way that Postecoglou does, you're going to pick up injuries and you've got to have backups, which is why I've always said this year is a learning curve for the players. No pressure this year on finishing top 4. No pressure on winning leagues. But everyone doubled down, didn't they? El Dante, big up, my friend. Hope you're well. Welcome to the channel as always. Angus, was that you I was chatting to last night about Man U? Yes, it was. If you're talking about Instagram, my friend, I did put out a video about Ten Hag and Man United. Are going to be doing a lot of content for different clubs as well. Otherwise, we can kind of get caught up in this vacuum about Spurs. So yes, it was me. By the way, watch out for a brand new show that we've got Tuesdays, 6 p.m. We've got a group of 20 YouTubers from across other channels. Some big, hard-hitting names in there as well. Some really big characters that may be loved, may not, but are controversial, probably like me, but that will give great opinions. And we're going to do a panel show every Tuesday, 6 YouTubers, 6 p.m. until 7:15. We talk about all football, what's happened from the weekend previous, the coming games for the weekend coming up. And we've got some people on rotation, some really good people. We've got like James Redmond, if you know James Redmond from Liverpool. We've got people like Dan Potts from Arsenal. Hassam from Liverpool is in there. We've got Don Greasy. We've got Goonie. Pete from Newcastle's in that group. We've got Roms. We have got Charlie from Chelsea. We've got loads of people in that group. There's 20. I can't name them all. But we'll be starting that show on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. So watch out for that. That should be a blockbuster of a show. But we're talking Tottenham today. Joe has said that Mickey will be missed because of pace at the back. I think we're in trouble, don't you? We've been saying it. Listen, absolutely. We've been saying it, and that's true. Parker Wallace, big up my friend, said our defence is so important. We need it to stay in the Champions League conversation. So VDV, anybody that's putting in these names, by the way, this is all about who is the biggest miss. Is it Van der Ven, Romero, or Maddison? At the moment, I'll tell you that 90 is 100 votes exactly. And Maddison is winning by 46% to Van der Ven at 42 and Romero at 13. Absolutely, Romero, tackle that like button. Go in hard on it. Leave your finger, follow through with your finger onto the like button, but just try not to get a red card. Richard Pugh. Richard, can't see a win before Christmas. What's a bit extreme, isn't it? I'm not sure about that, Richard. I'm sure we're going to win some. We've got some winnable games in there. But hey, Video Complete Sofiana said, I think Iago Santiago can replace Maddison. Wouldn't it be nice to see one of the youngsters in those attacking positions? I'd like to see it. I don't think we will. I think we're going to see Lo Celso. I think that he's going to go with the obvious. But what do I know? We'll see. So far this season, he's gone with the obvious. Let's see. Rimon, big up to you, my friend. Channel member has said, hi, Savva. It doesn't rain. It pours. The life of Spurs supporter. Absolutely. Listen, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. But look, whatever we thought would happen for the next 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 games until January, it's just become a lot harder. I'm seeing posts from people again that are doubling down on this. Don't worry, we've got Ange. We'll be fine until January. And it's like, listen, Ange can only do so much. We're now back to a back four of what we had under Conte. So let's take that in for a second and just breathe. El Dante said he prefer a midfield of Saab, Bissouma and Bentancur to a defensive Dier Romero. Yeah, listen, I just worry that with that midfield three, there is zero creativity from Saab, Bissouma and Bentancur. Who's going to pull the strings? I think James Maddison is a huge loss. For me, I think he's been our best player this year. I think he's an absolute colossal loss. But we're about to see what we're made of. Proud to be a Geordie. Big up to you, my man. I said it's time for others to step up and prove themselves. Step up or piss off. Okay, fair enough. I like that. Kevin Nichols has said, hi, Savva, how much dosh we got for the January window? Well, we'll talk about that a bit later after we talked about Wolverhampton Wanderers. I won't be able to go through every comment because I need to get some of my actual content in. But big up to you, El Dante. Tom Thacker's here. Says, Savva, who would you want to replace Maddison until January? For me, Donnelly needs a chance. I think it will be Lo Celso. I would like it to be one of the youngsters. I don't think it will be that. I think they'll either go with, as somebody said just now, I think it will be Bentancur, Bissouma, Sarr, go a bit more compact to protect the defence. Or I think he'll just do a Lo Celso like for like, but with a huge drop-off. We'll see. We'll see. Galatasaray want us to take Ndombele back. It never rains, but it pours. Yeah, he's going to be coming back. And then we're going to, you watch. Birkin, I know we don't agree on everything, but you watch. When he comes back in January, you'll have that group of fans again that can't admit they've been wrong for 5 years. And they'll go, oh, maybe we get the best out of Ndombele. He can replace Maddison. So we'll see. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. No, not quite a chicken korma, but yeah. Phil Pierce said injury management is an important part of an elite athlete's life. The rest of the team need to crack on. Yeah, absolutely. Big up Phil Coys who said, good evening, Savva. You have to play Phillips tomorrow with his pace for the high line and to compensate for Dier. There's no other option for me. 2-1 win for me. You know me, ultra positive. Yeah, for me, I don't tend to just say positive things for the sake of it. I'm worried. I'm worried that whoever plays in that high line tomorrow is going to be exposed. If Dier and Phillips play, listen, two of them, Dier and Phillips or Dier and Davis, maybe Emerson Royal plays in there. All of it just screams worrying to me. Ideally, you would have wanted actually Phillips to be making his debut under different circumstances if he's going to play, maybe alongside a Romero or Van der Ven. Hey, this is what the squad we've got. Yeah, it is what it is. Big up and thank you for the couple of people that have subscribed. So please do keep subscribing. Really appreciate that. Bill has said, if he plays Ange ball with Dier and Davis, how will you be between 1 and 10? How proud will I be? I think it will be suicide again. If Phillips has got to play, he's got pace. It's a big ask, but let's talk about this. Right, let's talk. Our first subject. Smash the like button, people. There's the first subject. We should be on 100 likes. We're only on 64. Smash that like button. Please subscribe. Let's set a target for today. There you go. We're on that. 11,716. Let's get to 11,725. Nine subscribers between now and the end of the show. Right. Let me know in the chat right now. What's your centre-back pairing for tomorrow? Let's have a look at the options. You could go Phillips and Dier. You could go Phillips and Davis. You could go Dier and Davis. You could go Dier and Royale and Davis, Royale and Phillips. Knock yourself out. What's the back two going to be? I mean, I haven't even chucked Dorrington into that mix. Could we see Phillips playing Dorrington on the bench? We're going to find out in, oh God, how many hours until we play? What? How many hours until we play? 12, 17 hours, something like that until we play. We're going to find out. 18, 19 hours, whatever it is. Daniel said, does any team lose as many key players every season on the scale we do? Always feel like we won up every team. Listen, I'll be honest. Man, you have lost more important players. Sorry, more players at once. Chelsea. Listen, this is the thing. You know when all our fans were laughing at Chelsea? Don't forget Chelsea have been playing without all their best players for most of this season, but we all laughed. This is our turn. Man, you have been doing it. Yeah. City, no De Bruyne, no Stones up until the last week or so. Yeah. When they had Rodri, this is what happens. You've got to have the squad for it. Richard has said, time for those waiting in the wings to step up. Absolutely. Phil P has said, sub if you love Ange or hate Arteta. Big up, Phil P. Big up, Phil P. Daniel has said, only we can lose our best two players in one game. We've been talking about losing one or the other later in the season, and we lose both. Yeah, listen, it was Monday was a horrific set of circumstances for me. I thought the whole thing was a farce from the 20th minute through to the 98th or whatever minute we went to. I thought the whole thing was a joke, but hey, it really is what it is. El Dante is gutted. He wanted to see a midfielder, Bissouma, Maddison and Bentancur, but now not until February. Yeah, absolutely. Steve has said, I don't understand, Savva. You wanted proper football. I'm not sure what we've been talking about, which where did that, let me know where that came from, Steve. I don't know what that's in relation to. So far, we've talked about centre-back pairings. I don't know what that's got to do with proper football. Let me know. Oh, are you going to be one of these who, because I'm worried playing a high line with Dyer and Davis means I don't want proper football anymore? Is that your correlation? Two things that don't have anything to do with each other. Let me know what you meant. Angus, have we not got expressions? No expressions. When do you see expressions on anyone's shows? No. One and only has said, Gio better than Maddison anyway. I'll just let that tumbleweed just don't think I've got anything to say to that. Yeah, James Redmond, what are you laughing at, Scouse? Yeah, listen. Yeah, he's going to be joining our shows, but it's going to be different people every week. But we've got some big, heavy-hitting YouTubers. It should be good. 6 p.m. every Tuesday, finishing for 7:15, ready for people to watch the Champions League. Good evening, Ange Ball. Yusuf, Chris Cowling is not one of them. Chris Cowling is too snobby to speak to people that have like me, so no. I'd say it's too snobby. I've messaged him a few times in the past, not recently. He never responded. I don't know. I might actually see him next week if he's at the Football Content Awards, but I don't know. No, he's not one of them. Richard will be eating his word in 24 hours. Is that Richard Pugh or is that me? Because Richard is actually my first name. I'm guessing it's probably Richard Pugh. Look, Richard's entitled to his opinion. Tomorrow's game, I predicted 2-2. And then when I saw the news this morning about Maddison out as well as Van der Ven, as well as Udogie, as well as Romero, I changed it to I think Wolves will beat us. I do. I want to be wrong. I went on record earlier today and said I truly believe our win tomorrow would be our best win of the season so far with all the adversity we're going to face tomorrow. We're missing all our most of our best players other than Son. This is going to be tough. Bissouma as well is out of form. Bentancur's just coming back from injury. It's going to be interesting. Hey, listen, this is what it's all about. This is why you build a squad in the summer. You build your squad for these eventualities. So let's see what happens, shall we? Let's see what happens. No, I didn't do that. He's saying someone's put a bet on my account. No, I didn't put on a bet. So somebody's... Anyway, Swan X. Hang on, mate. You're normally the really positive one. Having a go at me. Said we are screwed. Said Ange has had centre-back out injured and got through it, to be fair, so you never know. True, but did he ever have... Yeah, but not in the Premier League, right? He had that, at Celtic? No offence, but Celtic could win that if they had their first 15 choice players injured. So I don't think it's the same thing, but we'll see. Yes, they did. Yeah, our fans went do lally for this bloke. Not all of them, but some people have moved on now. Some people are still... Do you remember in the summer... Oh, Ange's going to do wonders with Ndombele. Snope, see you later. Loan straight out before he's kicked a ball. Swanix said he wants to see Kulu or Benny in the 10. BJ on the right and Gill on the left. Yeah, well, let's see what it's all about. We keep talking about Kulu in the 10. Let's see it. I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. We're going to find out. I've got a feeling he'll do the easy thing. I think he's just going to drop Lo Celso into that midfield and keep Brennan Johnson left and Kulu right. I think he's going to do that. I'd love to see Brennan Johnson on the right for a game. I really, really would. Ellie, Big up to you. I said, we have to work smart to press from the front as our defence has been significantly weakened. If they do get through our press to track back their gut, as I can see us leaking goals, look, I think, yeah, listen, it's going to be interesting. I'm not saying we can't win. Just think the chances have been significantly reduced. Steve said, now we see the failure of the summer. Yeah, I mean, listen, we knew everything wasn't going to happen in one summer, but not getting another centre half was truly baffling to me. Truly, truly worrying. And we made 2 last-ditch efforts on the last day of the window to bring in Chalobah and Lloyd Kelly. And it just screamed a bit of desperation rather than having a plan. But we'll see. Right. Here we go. Let's have a look what people have said, shall we? Daniel Monsondon has said Dyer and Phillips. Oh, Dante's gone Dyer and I can't imagine playing the high line with Dyer and Højbjerg for 90 minutes. I think they'll both be. You can't play these two together. You can't. Wolves would have a field day. Neither of them can run. Phillips and Dyer. Thank you. Hit the like button. Boom. Hit that like button. We're only on 81. Come on, there's 200 of you in here. And thank you to the 2 or 3 people who have subscribed so far today. But we are only 8 away from today's target. Let's get another 8, can we? Dyer and Phillips and the Phil Army. Big up Phil P. Dyer and Chicken Royale. Yusuf, big up to you. Said you should probably play Dyer and Davis. Experience is key, but the options are garbage. Yes, worrying times, aren't they? Worrying times ahead. But listen, we've seen teams in adversity before stick together and get results. Can we be that team? I think, I'm going to put it out there right now. I think our 11 is going to be this. Clip it. Might be wrong. I think it's going to be Vicario in goal. Porro. Dyer. And I think Davis and Royale will play. I'm not sure which way around. I don't think he's going to put Phillips in. I would. I don't think he will. I think it's going to be Porro, Dyer, and then Davis and Royale in one way or the other. Either Davis at left back or centre half, and either Royale at left back or centre half. I then think he'll go with a midfield of bissouma, Sarr, and actually we might see Bentancur play. Bissouma, Sarr, and Lo Celso with Kulu, Brennan Johnson, and Son. There you go. There's my 11 for tomorrow. That's not what I would pick. That's what I think he will do. All right. Huge difference. That's what I think he will do. What I would do, I'd mix it up. I'd get Phillips at the back, one of Santiago or Donnelly in the hole. Just say, go and express yourself, man. Go and express yourself. Get the kid on the ball. Let him light up the crowds, But hey, let's see what he does. I have to believe that Dyer and Phillips are going to step up the next 3 games. I'm just so worried about Dyer, full stop. But Dyer in a high line, just absolutely. Is it just me? Does it scare the crap out of any of you? Be honest, Dyer in a high line. I'm not talking about what he did Monday. I'm talking about the normal high line. Does that scare anybody else? It's pronounced barking mad because I live in Reading, Berkshire. Okay, got it. All right, barking. Okay. When you guys signed Maddison, everyone said good player, but injured a lot. Well, I mean, he gets kicked from pillar to post every game. This is the first game he's missing, isn't it? Big up Rimon and said Spurs Unleashed last night was awesome. Really enjoyable, but some awful takes. Romero better than Prime Van Dijk. Football Heritage TV v Tottenham away with Hazard the referee. Yeah. Listen, I hope you enjoy it. It's why we put the show together. Some big personalities there. We're starting to get some big personalities in all of our shows. Hopefully you can see that. And the Spurs review this Sunday should be good. We've got 2 people who have got very opposite views. So I won't tell you who yet, but watch out for that one. We've had about 6 players out for most of the season. But that's a bit disingenuous, El Dante. I mean, let's be fair. Of those 6, only one is a first team starter. Only Bentancur would start in your 11. So I do feel that's a bit disingenuous. Big up to Gio Ria. Big up has said this is not only a test for Ange, but for the substitutes who haven't been getting minutes. It's time they show what they've got. Look, I will say this. Someone messaged me earlier and said, we're now going to see how Ange manages with basically what Conte had. And that's a really good point. We're about to see this team tomorrow that's going to play. He's got other than Vicario, he's got no Maddison who he bought him, no Solomon who he bought in, no Van der Ven, no Maddison, no Solomon. So the only one of his real big signings in the summer he's going to have is Vicario. So this will be with what Conte had. Now, obviously, that's not judged on one game, but it's true. It's true what this person said. El Dante, listen, Chris does his thing. He's got good content. Doesn't want to rock the boat. That's fine. I think every YouTuber's got their own thing, right? I'm always going to be a little bit more Marmite, right? I'm always going to be a little bit more Marmite because, because I am, because I don't go with the norm, because I don't just say Spurs are the best. I don't just think all our players are better than everyone else's. But we'll see. I might be wrong at the end of the season, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Beyond 72 said, yeah, all my hope went with the Maddison news. Yeah, listen, I mean, as I've said, if we can win tomorrow, I think that I think that'll be the best win of the season. I really, really do. Dante pitching Brian Hill in the number 10. Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to find out. I just think he'll go with the easy thing. I do. I genuinely think he'll take the easy option and go with a Celso. Spurs for Life said, Savva, I said to you many times, Maddison is injury prone and you kept ridiculing me. I mean, hang on. He's played every game this season so far, but he got absolutely kicked from pillar to post. It's not about ridiculing you. If you actually look at the facts throughout the last 5-6 seasons, he's played over 30 games every season. And in most of those seasons, he's played over 35 games. So when we're saying he's injury prone, he still plays a lot of football. Savva, mate, question, should Ange play Emerson at centre-back if Phillips don't start? I don't know. I'll be honest, it scares the crap out of me. I can only be honest with you. It scares the absolute crap out of me. That's all I can say to you. Look, I don't really mind Royale. Actually, that's a lie. When I say I don't really mind Royale at right back or left back, I do. But at centre half, I really don't want to see him there. One thing I know I'm going to get from Royale at centre half, we know we're going to get full-blooded. We know we're going to get commitment. But I'm just worried. This is the high line without Van der Ven scares me. Even if Romero was in there, the high line with a Dyer or a Davis scares the crap out of me. We're going to see. Angus said, that debate you said about who's better, Saliba or Romero, was amazing. I can't believe some of you think Romero is better than the Rolls Royce. He hasn't been dribbled past this season. I'm not opening up this can of worms again. Mark said, for me, this injury crisis shows that Spurs are cursed. It is a topic that never gets discussed. Mark, I don't think we're cursed. Man United have had this all season. City have had it. Chelsea have had it. We're not the only team. We're not the only team this has happened to. If anything, we've been luckier than all those other teams up until now. We've been very lucky till this point. I say Højbjerg's the player paid for Chelsea. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I think that's because they were so high up. I think if you're going to play a proper, I don't know. We'll see tomorrow, right? We'll see what his thinking is tomorrow. I'm going to worry whoever that is. Trinidadian Deep, big up, brother, said Football Heritage TV, right on time with Nappy Levy. There is no money. Yeah, there's no money. No money, we're being told. Or little money. Shock. Horror. Savva, remember before the season began, I kept saying on your streams, Dyer will be back in the team by Christmas. He's inevitable. Yeah, I'm guessing, Daniel, he is inevitable when you don't go and sign another centre half, right? Thank you to the 2 other people. We are 6 subscribers away from today's target. Can we get 6 of you subscribing? That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Angus, not yet. Let's at least get through the next 2 games before we worry about what Erling Haaland and co are going to do to our back 4. Can we at least get through Villa and Wolves? And then we'll worry about Man City. Steve, I'm only going by what Ange said. Should we have a look at what Ange said? Let's have a look at what Ange said, shall we? Oh, here we go. So hopefully everyone can see that. So let's have a look at some of the things that Ange said. He said, we'll have to make some changes tomorrow, but the guys who come in understand how we'll play and we'll give everything on the pitch. If we'd been in Europe, some of these guys would have had more game time. That's the tricky bit. We can't afford any more injuries. We have to be very careful about the game time we give these guys. Before that, he said there's always a temptation. On changing his style. But apart from chocolate, I'm not too bad at giving into that. I'm not one who reacts off of the short-term stuff. We've tried to keep things as normal this week. Can't look too far beyond that. Every Premier League game is a challenge. Wolves will be 2, blah, 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 blah. I just want to see if I can get the comments I wanted about. No, this isn't what I wanted to talk about. Oh, this isn't what I want to talk about. This isn't what I wanted to talk about. This was the one. This was the one. You don't get a lot of time to enjoy the moment. It's fair to say there was a fair bit that happened after Monday. Mickey has a hamstring injury, which we knew was fairly significant. It will be a couple of months looking into the new year. Maddison is a lot worse than we thought. And he goes on to say that that's looking into the new year as well. Now, when you look at that, that means that if both of them, let's assume they both play, our first league game, I think, is like the 13th or 14th of January, the first game of 2024. Let's assume that both of them, that's their first game back, because they've said January, they both missed 9 games. That's a quarter of the season each. It's a big loss. It's a really, really big loss. 123 Buster said, Dyer on the pitch scares me. Angepostecoglou said, you're probably right, mate, but personally, I'd be happy to see Davis never put on a Spurs shirt. Listen, me too. Davis and Dyer should not be at this club. Sessegnon should not be at this club. As I said, I don't think we did enough ins and outs in the summer, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we just went through this. So we're talking about January there. Yep, I was on there last week. Well, Neto's injured, isn't he? Neto's injured. Mark said no other club has an injury crisis like us. Yes, they do. This is a lie. Mark, you're doing that thing again. This is not true. This is not true. Chelsea at some points this season have had 12 first-team players out. Man United have got injuries galore. This is not true. Who are our injuries? Maddison, Van de Ven. From our first-team players available, from our first 11, who's missing? Maddison, Van de Ven. Udogie and Romero aren't injuries. Udogie and Romero's are petulance. That is suspensions. So, no, this is not true, Mark. You're doing that thing again. Yeah, sure. Let's go there and do it then. Let's see. But look, I think it'll be the best win of the season. Listen again, but this is where we've left ourselves to. We've left ourselves to Dyer, to Davis. I think that's why a lot of people want to see Ashley Phillips come in. I agree. I think Villa's front three will be very happy with what they're going to be playing against. Ben Kaufman said, Ange loves chocolate. Sheriff Cousins. Mark Cousins, I've not seen him for years. Maybe he hates my content. Big up wherever Mark Cousins is. He doesn't come in here anymore. Swanex has said 9 games without VD and Maddison. I want a minimum of 5 wins. It's a big ask. It's a big ask, isn't it? Considering the games we've got. But listen, let's see how good we are. And this is what we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. This is what we've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, even months. People keep talking about our 11 and saying you can win a league. Not everyone, some people. This is where it matters. It's the squad. When the squad players play, what are we made of? We're about to find out. We truly are, aren't we? We're truly about to find out. One second, people. Yeah, we're about to find out. You know, it's all well and good. People keep telling me, all I hear now, whenever trying to put any form of a constructive football debate together, all I get is loads of fans going, you don't know Ange, it's Ange, it's Ange. That can't be the answer to everything. It really can't be the answer to everything. But this is where, if those people are so sure that he is the Messiah and that he'll work through this, let's see what he's got. I'm not knocking Ange. I don't think he was back properly. But we will see. Sorry, Daniel, I missed this. Said the question is, who's next? We're waiting for VDV and Maddison to come back. But who do we lose in the meantime? Son, Bissouma, Bentancur again. Now, here's an interesting one to back on from this question, right? By the way, yes, Newcastle, loads of players missing. Yeah, that's what I mean. People like Mark Changor just they see us, something happens to us, and we go, oh my God, we're the worst. No. Other teams have been dealing with this all season and are still up there. Yeah, we haven't had any of this all season, and we're up there. Now we've got it. Let's see what we're made of, like the other clubs have had to deal with it. To answer that question, who's next? The thing for me to look at, Daniel, is Bissouma is 1 yellow card away from a suspension, and Papasar is 2 yellow cards away from a suspension. Imagine Bissouma gets a yellow tomorrow, and then we have to go, or against Villa, and then we have to go into Man City or against Villa without Van der Ven, Romero, Bissouma, Maddison. It's like the whole core of your team. We're going to find out what we're made of. That's all I can say. Big up to Shafay, Sajad. Big up to you, my man, who's a channel member. Big up to you. And as said, strap in, Savva. The Spurs roller coaster is picking up speed. Looking forward to see how Ange gets us through this period. This is why when everyone, people like Phil Coys, you've been telling me it's different this year. It's different. We're now back to having the Dyers and the Davises and the Sessegnons when he's fit and the Højbjergs and the Skips. Listen, the Celsos, we're back to what we were. Nothing's that different. The style of play is different. The squad needs work. We've got to take... listen, I didn't think it was all going to happen in one window, but it's why I didn't get carried away. Can people now see why I wasn't getting carried away? Surely. Yeah, you could say one of them, but let's be brutally honest. When they were both fit, he didn't start either of them. He was starting Richarlison or Son there. So, and now we've got Brennan Johnson in front of them as well. So, for me, they're not really. I've said it before. I think Man City will batter us. And I was told on a stream I did about this that I'm mad. I truly think they're going to open up this defense. I truly do. Ellie's coming round. So my way of thinking, said it's good while it lasted, Savva, but now we're going to fall behind and slide down the table, or will we still be up there in Jen? Listen, I think that come the turn of the year in January, I think we'll be about 5th or 6th. How many points away from the top 4? I don't know. How many points away from first? I don't know. But listen, the next 3 games are huge. The next 3 games, we could be 10 points off the top. We could be top. You never know. Let's get through this next 10 games, 3 games, and we'll find out. And then we enter the dreaded December period. The dreaded December period. Thank you to the people that have subscribed. It's much appreciated. If you would like to subscribe, please do. Perchy and I've got honestly, we're putting a lot of work behind the scenes with our backgrounds, with our trailers, our promo videos, with Insta, with TikTok. We're putting we've already got Spurs Review, which has been revamped. Spurs Unleashed, our new Tuesday show at 6 o'clock, which we haven't named yet. So we've got lots of shows for you. So please do smash that subscribe button and show the love. The link is in the chat. And yes, at last, we now are over 100 likes. So big up. So far, we've got 191. No, we haven't. We've got 201 votes, which is who is the bigger miss for Spurs? Maddison is 46%, Van der Ven is 41%, and Romero on 13%. So it's very close between Van der Ven and Maddison right now. You could toss a coin between those two for me. Barking Man said we're going to have to win 15-0 tomorrow against Wolves and beat Villa at least 9-0 for Ange to win Manager of the Month for November. Yes. Do I think we should start Bentancur? I do at some point, depending on his fitness. I don't know how fit he is. What I would say is I've been quite disappointed with Sarr and Bissouma for a while. I think they've not been at it for the last 3 or 4 games. So maybe one of them could get a rest. I don't know. I don't know. Højbjerg. Where is it? Sorry. Højbjerg should play v Wolves so that Bissouma is guaranteed to play v Villa and Man City. Well, even if Bissouma is guaranteed to play versus Villa, he can get yellow card in that game and might miss Man City. I'm writing off Man City. I think that's going to be a cricket score. I do. I worried about it with our first 11. Now I look at it with this back 4, and it's Oh. Steve D, big up my friend, said, bit like VAR. Some people seem to think there's a conspiracy against us. Must be mostly flat earthers. Yeah, there's no conspiracy against us. We didn't buy what we needed. And people every year forget it's not about 11 players, it's about a squad. With our strongest 11, I don't think we'd have got back to be Man City. No, that's cool. I do. I think they pick apart our backline easily. I think people can get our backline quite easily. I would, if you were a fullback, if you were one of City's wingers, I'd run at Adogi and get him booked within 5 minutes, and I'd run at Porro and take him on for fun. Doku, Foden, Grealish, Silva. I just think they're different. They're just different. Robert, absolutely. Yeah, December. 7 games in December. Look, I keep saying it. You've probably heard me say it 4 or 5 times today. We're about to see what we're made of. We're about to see what we're made of. Okay. Angus said, no offense, I was very surprised VDV went to you lot. Why? Unfair putting Højbjerg with those other Duff players. Not for me. He can't run in a team that plays a high line, in a team where the midfielders have to run the whole game. I think he's good when he comes off the bench. I think he does a job, but I don't want him in for 90 minutes. You know my feelings on this guy. I think he's okay. He doesn't do enough for me. He's a very limited footballer, in my opinion. Absolutely. 196 watching, 200 plus voted, but only around 115 likes. Absolutely. Big up, El Dante. The likes should be at nearly 200 now. And come on, we are 5 subscribers away from today's target. Big up to Shafay, who has said, I honestly think Bissouma has been playing like he's scared of getting a booking. I agree. I definitely would say that is correct. He's not been at it. I think the Luton game was weird. He didn't really look at it in that game and then got the red card. I thought he was poor against Palace. I thought he was poor against Chelsea, giving the ball away a lot. We definitely need the Bissouma back that started the season, because that was a very, very good, menacing Bissouma. We need that guy back. We really, really do. Lee B has said Man City is a given for a loss. Yeah, I hate saying it about Spurs, but I just think they're too good. Do you think these VAR stoppages are giving teams injuries? Well, they shouldn't do, because they're professionals. When they're standing around for 4 or 5 minutes, they should be stretching. They should be keeping warm, no? I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I don't like VAR, but I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure. Swanek said the Spurs thing to do is lose against Wolves and Villa and beat City. Not this Spurs team with this defence. Not in a million years. But like the thinking, yeah, I'm worried about whoever plays for on that day. I really, really, really am. Barking Mad said, when you mentioned our injuries, you didn't mention Richarlison. Yeah, I think he's about as good as a chocolate teapot. So, yeah. No, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters what we do against Man City. I think they're going to batter us. Just me. Sarwazati versus Fulham. I thought he was okay. I don't know. I think he's very sloppy with the ball. He's only a kid. He's only young. I think he's very sloppy with the football. Lots of wayward passes. I don't know. I think maybe the guy might need a rest. But then again, he wasn't played for 2 years solid. No, like he wasn't played for 2 years solid. We've lost 2 subscribers rather than going up. Come on, people. Who's going to be kind enough to subscribe? We've got now 7 to hit tonight's target. Come on, people. 7 people. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure we can all do it. Be much appreciated. If you're here watching, you're normally probably here watching, then just smash that subscribe button. Let's work our way up towards the 12,000. The link is in the chat. There it is. The link, it will say featured. The last word is featured. Yeah, well, listen, maybe other teams didn't scout him. Ange apparently wanted him at Celtic, so obviously he knew him. But listen, I'm just glad we got him. It's a top class player. I was very, very pleased when we got him. His pace, everything, lovely player. Steve said he voted for Van de Ven. Maddie is our best player for me, but with enough in midfield, still be functional. Functional, yes. Creative. There's the question. Let's see tomorrow. Who's going to step up and create? Because these are the players that Conte had and no one could create. Was that Conte's tactics? I was assured it wasn't. I was assured by all the Conte fans last year that it wasn't. It's just that he didn't have any creativity. Let's see. We're going to find out tomorrow. And Villa and Man City. Yeah. Listen, big up Nige, Pure Coys. Get over there and subscribe to Nige on Instagram and TikTok. Big up, brother. Yes, bad news. I think all of us were thinking, okay, maybe he'll miss Wolves and then he can recuperate for the next 2 weeks during international break. Not to be, my friend, not to be. Sarr plays Kulu's position for the national team. Out wide on the right? Really? Interesting. I voted for Romero. Messi told me to. Big up to you, Robert Wilson. Big up Nigel again. So big up 7 in the chat. Home news and matters. Top 8 will be a good season. Listen, I think we'll get Europe. Europe for me, I've said it all season. Europe, right, I'll say this, clip it, because people always think that I think the worst. I think Europe is a very good season. Champions League is a brilliant season. Let's see where we end. I just think it was all so premature. I think it is about title talk. Too many people thinking with the heart and not the head, which is fine. That's what football fans do. But I think we're gonna find out in the next 9 games what the reality of that actually looks like. And thank you to the one person who did just subscribe. We are now on 126 likes. Let's get that up to 200 as quickly as possible. El Dante said, can we refuse to play against City and then just be given the 3-0 win? Would be a lot easier on us than the reality likely will be. Look, stranger things have happened. You can never say never. I'll come out with all the cliches. But I just think it's going to be a big scoreline. I do. They'll be licking their lips playing Ange's high line with Dyer, Davis, whoever. I do worry. I really do worry. Liverpool fan, it was certified. Hey, listen, each to their own. Each to their own. I'm not getting back into that argument. Daniela, big up to you. I said, I'm so worried about tomorrow. I just hope we get the win. I have faith in the boys. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, listen, as I've said, if we get that win, it's the biggest win of the season for me so far. So far. Hats off if the boys can come away from a win tomorrow. If I offered you right now, yes or no in the chat, if I offered you right now a point, would you bite my hand off for it? If I offered you a guaranteed point right now, away at Wolves, would you take it? Big up Savva, big up to you, Daniel E. Barking Maddison, maybe the remark about us having no money was to get our recruitment team concentrating on sorting out sales first to bring in some funds early January. Yeah, but every time we make a remark, we always seem to find maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that we don't have any money or they don't want to put money in. Ange is a good manager who's taking the club in the right direction. Why would they not want to dig deep in their pockets and back him? But hey, it is what it is. Steve D said the key word was functional. Something I'm reluctant to call a defense with dart. Oh, mate, tell me about it. Tell me about it. It's going to be hard, isn't it? It's going to be hard. No, I've seen a few people talk about this today. What's it on, Angus? Where can I see such an interview? Two absolute world greats right there. Pradimir Jordi thinks Spurs will make top 5. Be a great season. Elliot said Højbjerg is certainly not limited. He really is. He can't run. He can't run for one. Listen, many people think he's limited. He's okay. I think he's a decent squad player. I don't think he fits the tactics that Postecoglou has, hence why he was dropped immediately for a 20-year-old with no experience. I think he does a job. That's the nicest thing. I think he does a job. But if we want to get better, you've got to have better players. So we either champion average players or we want better and we win things. I don't know. For me, I want to win things. Right. So the question was, would people take a point at Farfington right now? Beer Talk said it's going to be 4-3. Put in a score prediction as well. When you do, please don't just put a number. Let me know. So, for example, like Beer Talk said 4-3 Spurs. So if you put it in like 3-2 Wolves, 2-1 Spurs, whatever it may be. Robert would take a point. El Dante wouldn't take a point. Okay. Neither would Jacko. Spurs are favourites. Oh, I don't see how. Wolves haven't in their last 3 games at home. Has everyone seen what Wolves have done at home? They've beaten Man City, drawn with Villa, and drawn with Newcastle. Is that right? Let's have a look at Wolves home games. Premier League. They're an interesting team, Wolves. Very interesting team. Right, Wolves' last home games. There you go. 2-2 with Newcastle. 1-1 with Villa. Beat Man City 2-1. I think we're being a little bit overconfident again. But hey, that's just me. It's Wolves. Savva, they're nothing special. Okay, cool. As I just said, though, Wolves, Villa couldn't beat them. Newcastle couldn't beat them. Man City couldn't beat them. So let's, I thought they were better than Man United. I thought they gave Liverpool a great 45 minutes. And we've not got our strongest team out. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. Who's this? I don't understand who that is. So, yeah, listen, it's going to be very, very interesting. I'd take a point. If you offer me a point right now, I'd take it. Mark would take the point. Barking, no. Swanex wants 3. Yeah, I know. We all want 3. It's not a case of would you like to win 3 points. Of course, we want 3. Okay, I'll have a look at this afterwards. Thanks, Angus. I'll go and have a look. Yes, Daniel E would take the point. Oh, Dancer said, I want us to go for the win. 3 points is much better to go for with the risk. Is this going to be one of them games again where if we go for it and get battered, people are going to go, oh, it's worth going for? Just asking. 2-1 Spurs. 2-1 Spurs. 1-1 Mark Cook's gone with. Angus, of course, is going 2-1 Wolves. I can't say anything, actually. I really can't say anything. I went 3-2 Wolves. I thought it was going to be 2-2, and then when I saw the added news of Maddison, it just worries me. It's too weak for me. So I think Wolves will nick it. Spurs win it. As I've said, I'll say it a number of times because I hate people not listening to what I say. If Spurs win it, best win of the season for me. Ange Ball, yeah, we all want all 3 points, mate. Yeah, we all want. Jacko's got 2-0 Wolves. Elite Samurai's gone, I'm going by the odds. Yeah, listen, sure, Spurs are going to be favourites, but with all those injuries and suspensions and I don't know. Big up the Rude Boy Sound said, do you think we can sign a one top-tier centre-back in January if we're competing for top 4? Very difficult to do if it's not a pre-contract summer deal. This great point. This is the problem, isn't it? Is how do you go and get a top defender in January? They're probably already playing for a top team in Europe. They're going to want assurances of how we're going to finish, where we're going to be. Equally, they're going to look and say, well, will I get in above Van der Ven and Romero when they're fit? Lots of questions. Going to be interesting, mate. Should have done it in the summer. Gad said every transfer in the Spurs say they have little money to spend. Yeah, but in January, we very rarely do. So when you say you take it with a pinch of salt, it's accurate for January, isn't it? And that's the window we're talking about. So you've got to bear in mind, normally we have some player sales as well where we get some money and stuff. And lately, other than Kane, we've not really been making any money. Robert Wilson's gone with 1-1. Mark Changle's gone with Wolves 0, Spurs 1. I'd bite your hand off for that all day long. Swanex, he's from Wolves. Okay, all right. Just remember who you support tomorrow. Listen, it's going to be a tough. I thought it was going to be a tough game with our first 11. Wolves are not mugs. I think everyone needs to remember that. Wolves are not mugs. Yeah, listen, that is the thing going in our way. I think a bit like Chelsea, it's another team that don't score a lot. But Hwang seems to be picking up some form. I'm just glad that Pedro Neto isn't available for selection. Yeah, there we go. Seriously lucky that Neto is not playing. I think he's top in assists this season. They've got pace throughout. Yeah, I do worry with Hwang running at us, Cunha. They've got Ait Nouri down one wing. Is it Bellegrade as well? He's got pace. It could be a good game. It could be a very good game. It's just whether or not we can keep them out of the back. It's going to be the answer. Big up, Amir. I'm very well, thank you. I hope you are as well. Big up to you. Ken T has gone 3-2 to Spurs. Johnson with a game winner. Yeah, I feel for Johnson. He's not really been able to get going in a Spurs shirt, has he? He keeps stopping and starting, and we need to get him in there and see what he can do. Proud to be a Geordie. I said people will laugh, but seriously, what about Maguire? No, people will laugh. He won't be able to play the high line of Postecoglou. It's the same thing. We've got all these slow players. Can't have him in there as well. Dyer, Davis, Højbjerg. It's slow, skippy. We need engines. We need pace. Nigel said, if Ange keeps us winning and playing to a good standard now, that's some job. Absolutely. But Nige, this is when you judge the managers, right? We can judge them when they've got their best 11 and everything's going well. But let's see, the next 9 games, he's not got his best 11. So let's see what we do. I think we're going to win one, lose one, draw one, that type of stuff. And then I think we'll end up back where I thought we'd probably be in between that 5th to 7th round by January, February time. That's just me. If I'm proved wrong, so be it. I'd be happy to be proved. I'm always happy to be proved wrong. When I say Spurs won't win cups and leagues, I'm always happy to be proved wrong. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the club to do something that makes me go, wow, I didn't expect that. I just haven't seen it for 2 decades now, to be brutally honest. Big up, Rude Boy Sound. There will be goals. There will be goals. I think there'll be goals tomorrow as well. It definitely won't be a 0-0 type game. By the way, if anyone hasn't played the Euro Millions yet, I've just got an alert to remind me to play it before the thing shuts. So if anyone wants to play the Euro Millions, I think it's only 25 million tonight. So 25 million. Where are we? Oh, no. Adama Traore is awful. Adama Traore is awful. He's got 0 M product. Gaz Spurs, big up Gaz Spurs, has said yes. Yeah, it'll either be 1-1 or 1-2 Spurs. Fingers crossed. I'll take either of those results. Honestly, if you said to me now, draw, I'm taking it. Hold me to this. By the way, watch along tomorrow. We have got the Spurs watch along. 11:30 start the team news for Spurs talk, then 12:30 for the actual game. So join us at 11:30 tomorrow. Hold me to that. If Spurs get a point, I'll be happy. If they get 3, best result of the season. If Spurs make a signing now, it'd motivate the players and fans. January the 1st, the new signing comes in. Yeah, I would love Spurs start working like that. Postecoglou alluded to it, didn't he, last week? Said he wants his signings done early. It's not something Spurs normally do. So let's see what we get up to. I think we're going to get loans and frees, if I'm honest. That's what I think we'll go down that route. That's just me, though. Ange Ball has said Juventus want Pew and apparently Gleison Bremer is unsettled. Juventus want Pew. I don't know. So I don't know what that first bit means. I want Pew and apparently Gleison Bremer is unsettled. What do you think of Gleison Bremer? I'd take... look, yes, I would, as long as he's playing alongside someone very quick. I think he could play if Romero doesn't. Bremer and Romero, I'd be worried with the high line, but I think if you have Bremer and Van der Ven or Bremer and another quick centre half, then I think it works. But for a squad, absolutely. For a squad, absolutely. Big up Beyond 72 said Paul Perchie when Savva is a no-show on Monday. Don't know what that means when Savva is a no-show. What does that mean? Why are you getting aggy? Why are you getting aggy? Frank's getting aggy. If anyone hears a bark, Frank's getting aggy. Don't know why. He thinks someone's at the front door. Actually, he thinks someone's at the front door because they are at the front door. Can you bear with me 1 second, people? I'm so sorry. Bear with me. Sorry about that. I wondered why the dog just suddenly went mental. He's got better ears than I have, and obviously I've got my headphones on. Big up to everybody. I don't know what this means. Why would I be a no-show on Monday? No-show for what? Anyway, it is what it is. Maybe it means Højbjergs. Pierre-Emerick. Okay, PEH. Got you. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that would suit him, the way they play. That type of football, I think, would be good for Højbjerg, not this type of football. For me, a very limited player, but hey, it is what it is. It's definitely not Perchie at the door. Perchie lives in Barcelona, my friend, but I am seeing him on Thursday myself. Barry, who is it? Me, Barry, Haas, and Perchie are going to the Football Content Awards Thursday night at Anfield. So we'll take some photos and do some live streaming from there. So that will all be good. Listen, so last thing to do, people, put your score in for anyone that hasn't put your score in. And we are only 2 subscribers away now from today's target. It would be magnificent if people could do that. Please smash that in. Listen, for me, Where are we? Can we get something for tomorrow's game? Of course we can. I'm happier that tomorrow is. I'm really glad tomorrow isn't Villa. I'm happier that tomorrow is Wolves. But Wolves are a dangerous, tricky team. Depends which Wolves you get. So for me, can we get a win? I'm not saying we can't. I think it's going to be a tall order. I'd take a draw right now. I do worry, though, that we might get a defeat. And I worry about what that would do, 2 defeats in a row. But the players have got to stand up and be counted here. And this is Ange's job to motivate them. This is Ange's job to get the tactics right. So let's see. This is on all of the club. This isn't on Ange. This is on everybody. This is what we went into the season for. Big up to Rasul, who said, looking forward to tomorrow. Big up. I am looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Please, if you'll be so kind, I know some of you will, join me tomorrow at 11:30 as we go through another painstaking game of Tottenham. And hopefully it won't be like Monday, and hopefully we'll get a good result. Much love to everyone. Please smash the like button on your way out. We should be on 150 at least. We're only on 139. And why have you not subscribed? Can we get 2 more in the next 60 seconds? 2 more people? 2 more, rather? 2 more? 2? Can we do it? Come on, people. Smash that subscribe button on your way out. Much love. We will see you tomorrow at 11:30. And as always, thank you for all your support. We have our debates. We have our rows. We're all football fans at the end of the day. We're all Spurs fans. Much love. See you tomorrow at 11:30. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.